There are cars that claim 50 miles per gallon but need a $4,000 engine repair at 60,000 miles. And plug-in hybrids promising 200 miles per gallon that barely manage 30 when you forget to charge it. And a small hatchback with a gearbox service that costs more than some people's monthly mortgage. These are the cars that look cheap on the brochure, cheap on the lot, cheap at the pump, and then quietly drain your wallet. Today we're exposing 11 economy cars mechanics refuse to recommend. Number 11. Chevrolet Cruze 1.4 Turbo, the coolant system lottery. The Chevrolet Cruze was supposed to be America's answer to cheap, efficient transportation. Small turbo engine, great fuel economy, low purchase price. On paper, it looked like the perfect budget commuter. Around 30 miles per gallon in real-world driving. Widely available on the used market for $5,000 to $6,000. What could possibly go wrong? Cooling system parts. Lots of them. Mechanics joke that the Cruze cooling system is made of plastic held together by hope. Water pumps fail. Thermostat housings crack. Coolant outlet pipes warp from heat. And when one part fails, the rest of the system usually follows right behind it. A water pump replacement can run $400 to $700 bucks. Thermostat housings are another few hundred. If the car overheats, and plenty of them do, you're suddenly staring at a head gasket repair that costs more than the car's worth. Then there's the turbocharger itself. Oil line restrictions and cooling issues mean plenty of these small turbos fail before 100,000 miles. The Cruze isn't a cheap car. It's a cheap car that slowly turns into an expensive one. Number 10. Ford Focus and Fiesta with PowerShift, the transmission roulette. Ford sold millions of Focuses and Fiestas across the United States. They were the default choice. Cheap to buy, great on gas, easy to park, and everywhere on the used market for $5,000 or $6,000. The kind of car people assume you simply can't go wrong with. Except you absolutely can, and hundreds of thousands of owners already have. The problem is the PowerShift transmission. On paper, it sounded brilliant. A dual-clutch automatic that combined manual efficiency with automatic convenience. In practice, it behaves like a confused teenager learning stick shift for the first time. The clutches wear prematurely. The transmission shudders in traffic. The computer controlling the gearbox, the mechatronic unit, fails with depressing regularity. Owners report cars lurching, hesitating, or refusing to move altogether at intersections. Repair costs run $1,500 to $3,500, depending on whether you're replacing clutches, actuators, or the control module. And because it's technically a manual gearbox controlled by computers, traditional transmission shops often won't even touch it. A Focus or Fiesta might be cheap on the lot, but cheap to buy and cheap to own are two very different things. Number 9. Dodge Dart 1.4 Turbo, the Fiat surprise. The Dodge Dart was supposed to be America's comeback compact. Sharp styling, good fuel economy, and a modern turbocharged engine borrowed from Fiat's European lineup. On paper, the 1.4-liter multi-air turbo promised the best of both worlds. Performance close to a 2.0-liter engine with the fuel economy of a small 4-cylinder. What Chrysler didn't advertise is that the Dart's clever Italian engine also brought along some very Italian maintenance surprises. The multi-air system uses a hydraulic valve control unit that can fail or clog if oil changes are skipped or delayed. Replacement costs can run $1,000 to $1,800 depending on labor. And in turbocharger failures, oil leaks and sensors that seem to trigger warning lights just for entertainment, and suddenly that affordable compact car starts getting expensive. Owners on Dart forums frequently report turbo wastegate failures before 80,000 miles, and electrical glitches ranging from dead infotainment systems to random dashboard warnings. One mechanic described it perfectly. It's not a bad engine, it's just complicated for a car this cheap. And that's the problem. The Dart looks like a budget commuter, but underneath, it's running technology that behaves more like a much more expensive European car. Number 8. The 2017 to 2019 Ford Escape 1.5 EcoBoost, the coolant gamble. Ford's EcoBoost engines were supposed to be the future. Small, turbocharged engines that deliver the performance of a bigger motor while sipping fuel like a compact. And on paper, the 1.5-liter EcoBoost looked brilliant. Plenty of torque, respectable fuel economy, and installed in one of America's most popular small SUVs. Brilliant engineering with one very expensive flaw: coolant intrusion. Inside certain versions of the 1.5 EcoBoost, tiny passages between the cylinders allow coolant to leak into the combustion chamber. When that happens, the engine starts misfiring, burning coolant and eventually hydrolocking itself. Ford issued technical service bulletins, redesigned parts, and quietly updated later engines. But thousands of earlier escapes are still out there. Mechanics across the country will tell you the same thing. Once coolant intrusion starts, the only real fix is a new engine. Replacement costs run between $5,000 and $7,000. On an SUV worth maybe $8,000. And right now, these escapes are everywhere on the used market for $6,000 or $7,000. A cheap SUV that might need an engine by next Tuesday. That's not economy. That's gambling. Number 7. The Jeep Renegade and Compass 2.4 Tiger Shark, the Oil Disappearance Act. Jeep sells the Renegade and Compass as affordable, entry-level SUVs. Tough styling, decent fuel economy, and that reassuring Jeep badge on the grille. The 2.4-liter Tiger Shark engine promises around 30 miles per gallon and enough power to haul a small crossover around town without complaint. What it delivers, according to many owners, is an engine that slowly drinks its own oil. The Tiger Shark has developed a reputation for excessive oil consumption. Not a little. Enough that Jeep added software updates to warn drivers when oil levels drop dangerously low, because the engines were running dry between oil changes. Once the oil level falls too far, the chain tensioner loses pressure. Timing chain wear accelerates, engines start rattling on cold starts. Some seize entirely. Chrysler issued technical service bulletins and extended warranties for certain models, but the underlying design didn't fundamentally change for years. Replacement engines can cost $4,000 to $6,000 on vehicles selling used for $8,000 or $9,000. And here's the bigger problem. The oil warning light doesn't tell you when oil is getting low. It tells you when it's already dangerously low. How many used car buyers check the dipstick every week? Exactly. Number 6. The Nissan Altima with CVT, the transmission twin. Same promise, same problem. Different badge. The Nissan Altima shares its continuously variable transmission with half the Nissan lineup. Altima, Rogue, Sentra, even the Pathfinder for a few years. And every single complaint applies identically. CVT belt wear, overheating, slipping, shuddering, and eventually complete transmission failure. But the Altima deserves its own entry because of scale. This is one of the best-selling sedans in America. Millions are on the American roads right now, and transmission shops see them constantly. Nissan issued software updates, warranty extensions, and revised designs over the years, but the basic transmission architecture stayed the same. Replacement costs run between $3,500 and $5,000 depending on the model year and labor. And there's another hidden cost trap. CVTs depend heavily on fluid condition. Nissan originally suggested long service intervals that many owners interpreted as never change it. Once the fluid degrades, internal heat increases and belt wear accelerates. You bought it because it promised great fuel economy and low running costs. But when the transmission fails at 90,000 miles, the repair bill can exceed the value of the car itself. Number 5. The Volkswagen Jetta with DSG, the hidden service bill. The Volkswagen Jetta is the sensible choice. German engineering, solid resale value, respectable fuel economy. The small turbo engines Volkswagen fits to these cars are genuinely good, efficient, smooth, and surprisingly punchy for their size. The problem isn't the engine, it's what Volkswagen bolted behind it. The DSG dual-clutch transmission is one of the most controversial gearboxes sold in America. Volkswagen fitted versions of it to millions of cars: Jetta, Golf, GTI, Passat, even Audi models, and the problems show up across all of them. In traffic, the gearbox can shudder and jerk as the clutches engage and disengage. The mechatronic unit, the electronic brain controlling the shifts, fails with alarming regularity, and the repair bills are brutal. A DSG service at a Volkswagen dealer costs $400 to $600. That's a service, not a repair. And here's the catch. Many early owners believed the transmission fluid was lifetime. Skip the service, and wear accelerates quickly. Mechatronic replacement runs $1,800 to $3,000. A full gearbox replacement can exceed $5,000. The manual Jetta is a genuinely good car, but the DSG version can quietly transform a sensible sedan into someone else's expensive problem. Number 4. The Mini Cooper 1.5 Turbo, the BMW wolf in small car clothing. Mini has been owned by BMW since 2000, and for the first decade or so, they tried to maintain the illusion that servicing costs matched the size of the car. Small car, small bills. That illusion is long gone. The modern Mini Cooper uses BMW's B38 3-cylinder turbo engine, the same basic unit used in several BMW models, and BMW prices the parts accordingly. A replacement turbo can cost $1,500 to $2,000 installed. The timing chain, optimistically described as lifetime, sits at the back of the engine against the firewall. In a tight Mini engine bay, that means removing major components just to access it. Budget $2,000 or more. Even routine maintenance carries a premium. Brake pads that cost $40 for a Corolla can run $120 on a Mini. Run flat tires often cost $200 to $300 each. Insurance isn't cheap either. For a car the size of a grocery cart, premiums often land closer to small SUV territory. Mini still markets itself as a fun, affordable city car. The purchase price supports that image. Everything after the purchase price demolishes it. Number 3. The 2011 to 2017 Nissan Leaf, the battery cliff. The original Nissan Leaf looked like a genuine breakthrough. Zero emissions, cheap electricity, and almost no maintenance because electric motors have very few moving parts. On paper, the perfect economy car. The reality, especially for the early models, is significantly less rosy. These Leafs used an air-cooled battery with no active thermal management. In warmer parts of the United States, Arizona, Texas, California, that means the battery slowly degrades year after year. Owners routinely report losing 20 to 30% of their original range within 6 to 8 years. A car that started with about 80 miles of range now struggles to reach 55. Turn on the heater in winter or the air conditioning in summer, and suddenly you're looking at 40. And when the battery finally drops below usable levels, replacement costs run between $6,000 and $9,000 on a car worth maybe $5,000. The math doesn't just fail to work, it actively attacks you. A cheap used Leaf might look like the bargain of the decade, until the battery reminds you why it's so cheap. Number 2. Any plug-in hybrid that never gets plugged in, the industry's most expensive loophole. This one isn't a specific car, it's an entire category. And according to multiple fleet studies in the United States and Europe, it might be the most expensive false economy of them all. Plug-in hybrid manufacturers love advertising outrageous fuel economy numbers. 120 miles per gallon, 150 miles per gallon, sometimes even 200 miles per gallon equivalent. Those numbers assume you charge the battery every night and drive most of your miles on electricity. In reality, studies of corporate fleets show many plug-in hybrid drivers rarely plug them in at all. Some simply treat them like regular hybrids because charging is inconvenient or unavailable. And that's where the money disappears. Plug-in hybrids usually cost $4,000 to $12,000 more than their gasoline equivalents. The savings only appear if you charge them consistently. If you don't, you're driving a car that weighs several hundred pounds more than a normal gas vehicle, powered by a small engine that now has to haul around a heavy battery it never uses. Fuel economy collapses. A plug-in hybrid claiming 100 miles per gallon equivalent can easily deliver 30 to 35 miles per gallon when driven uncharged. At that point, you didn't buy an efficient car. You bought the world's heaviest gas sedan. Number 1. The lifetime fluid automatic transmission, the industry's dirtiest lie. This is the biggest false economy on the entire list. And it isn't limited to one manufacturer. BMW, Volkswagen, Audi, Ford, GM, Toyota. Nearly everyone has done it at some point. They install automatic transmissions and declare the fluid lifetime fill. No dipstick. Sometimes no clear service interval. Just the comforting idea that the gearbox will take care of itself forever. Except the company that actually builds many of these transmissions disagrees. ZF, the German supplier behind the widely used 8-speed automatic found in BMWs, Rams, and several other brands, recommends fluid service roughly every 50,000 to 70,000 miles. The transmission manufacturer disagrees with the car manufacturer. Let that sink in. The problem is that these gearboxes aren't designed to be easy to service. Fluid levels must be set at precise temperatures using diagnostic tools. Many owners skip the service entirely until the transmission starts slipping, jerking, or making noises that belong in a horror movie. Rebuild costs routinely run $4 to $7 grand. And here's the punchline. A $250 fluid service every 50,000 miles would prevent most of those failures. You saved a few $100. Then you paid $6,000. Which of these false economy traps have you fallen into? Which one surprised you the most? Share your stories below because every comment on this video is a warning that helps someone else avoid the same expensive mistake.